You know, when you call Grace Healthcare, that number is 863-3331. Got it memorized.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've been doing this almost 13 years, David.
At least that.
At least that. David
Wolf. Feels longer, though, doesn't it?
Know how to take that. But the great thing about it, when you call Grace Healthcare, first of all, you're going to get somebody very professional. You know, that's going to answer your phone, direct your call to whichever department that you need.
Right.
And there's so many different ones, and that's one of the great things about Grace Healthcare, is the I use the word plethora.
The variety
of different areas that you of expertise and the different people that you have working here. I mean,
there sure are.
Quite a few.
Oh, we do. If somebody calls in for a CPAP device or a ventilator, we have to have respiratory therapists on staff. The way it's required nowadays, by law, we don't have to have a respiratory therapist on staff anymore, but for us to provide the kind of services we want to provide, we have one on staff. In fact, we have 4 on staff.
Well, because each individual's needs is going to be different.
Absolutely correct. And with ventilators, we're the only company on the coast, on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, that delivers ventilators. And that's a life-sustaining piece of equipment, and for us to have to take care of that equipment and to serve those patients properly, we have to have 24/7 service, and you have to have more than one respiratory therapist on staff to do that. So we're very, very proud of that. What it's made us do, having respirators, ventilators here in Gulfport, patients that are coming out of acute care, they can go home and spend time with their families instead of going to a facility somewhere else, because they can keep their ventilator at home.
Right.
Another thing, post-mastectomy patients, we have certified a mastectomy prosthetic and bra fitters.
Yeah.
They have to be certified to do that. We have just at both stores, or all 3 stores on the coast, in Gulfport, Biloxi, and Pascagoula. All 3 of them have certified fitters on staff. Shoes, diabetic shoes. You can't just go out and sell a diabetic shoe. Now, you could sell it, but if you want to bill it to the insurance like it should be, and that's the best way, that's the most reasonable way, you have to have certified diabetic shoe fitters. So we have that. And we have, when it comes to wheelchairs, there are simple, basic wheelchairs, but even those have to be fitted properly. And we have, of South Mississippi, there are only, I think there are 4 or 5 people with the designation of assistive technology professional, and 3 of them work at Grace Healthcare.
Really?
Yeah. So the big deal with that is we can not only fit a chair properly for that patient, but also we can do more highly complex wheelchairs for Medicare and private insurance. A sip and puff, a sip and puff chair, a chair that's used, for a quadriplegic, just for a head array.
And a lot of it has to do with what kind of lifestyle does this person have? Because I know you will sit down and your wheelchair experts will say, okay, let's talk about your lifestyle. Do you still get out?
Oh, you bet.
Do you need a lift on the back of your car, or you got a van that's?
And we install those.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something else that y'all do.
We're actually NAMITA certified to be able to do that properly, and that doesn't sound like a big deal.
Oh, it is.
But it really. We have somebody come in annually and make sure that we're installing this equipment correctly. They've all been trained by the factory to do this the right way.
And knowing the person's lifestyle at home, getting in and around their home with a specific wheelchair that is going to be, that's important with them too.
Well, in fact, part of our service is to go into the home, and it's not required by law, but you need to know, how are you going to be using this piece of equipment? Chances are, the sustainable life will be about 5 years for that piece of equipment. We want to make sure that you'll be able to use it or grow into it for that 5 years. So.
Well, there's everything that you have to deal with when it comes to the individual things. Again, you have to have the experts, because it's going to reflect back. People say, "Oh, they just went and threw a pair of shoes on me," and it's like, really, this don't feel right. When it comes to diabetic shoes, and again, you've got such a huge selection now of diabetic shoes. for each kind of different thing that you're going to go through.
And I'll tell you, I think it goes back to, there's a real basic idea that we have at Grace Healthcare. When a patient comes in, I don't want that patient to come here just the one time.
Right.
I want that patient to be a part of, I'm a part of this community, this company's a part of the community. I want them to come back year after year after year. I want them to tell them, I want my children to be able to come to Grace Healthcare when they need it. You know, I want it to become, it is, and it's established business and be here for a long time, and we don't count on you for today. We count on you for 15, 20 years from now. So.
And of course, there's a lot of the other basic medical supplies that you can get here. If you need your little insulin pumps, you know, for diabetics and things like that, or
diabetic shoes, but also just, you know, if you if you have a neck sprain or you have a ankle sprain, we have the braces for your foot braces, neck braces, and a lot of times, if you come out of the doctor's office or come out of the hospital, they may bill it to your insurance or they may charge you a ridiculous price. The fact is, if you can come in here, we can save you a lot of money. It sounds funny, but you know, there's hospital pricing and there's pricing outside of a hospital. We can save you a lot of money on that same piece of equipment.
And of course, one of the things that we've talked about in the past is how insurance is going to cover it. You know, what part of your insurance will cover whatever you need, whether you need you know, post-op shoes or, you know, ankle braces or whatever from an accident.
Absolutely.
And you have people that answer all those questions.
And all of it's available here. We keep stuff in stock, and with the help of a warehouse and 3 stores, heck, if we don't have it in that store, we can get it to you within a day or two. So awfully nice to have access to so much.
It really is. It really is. And y'all have been serving the coast for a while.
Yes, we have. And a part of our business that gets overlooked is that when a claim comes in, we file a claim for you. There's a right way to do it. And we have a great staff. We have over 20 people that are just in billing and coding. Imagine that. I mean, just, you know, the number of hands. So if some person gets a ankle immobilizer, ankle walker, it'll go through the front office and then go through the billing department, the coding department, to make sure it's paid properly. So you don't get these huge bills at the end of it. We want to make sure that you understand that we've got your best interest at hand at all times.
Like you said, they're like family to you, David.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Great to see you.
If you are in need of any of these items or assistance or whatever, numbers on your screen, give them a call. They're all over the Gulf Coast here. Grace Healthcare.